Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Crypto Insider channel. I am the Crypto Insider, back with another crypto video for you. Wow, unfortunately, I was not able to get a crypto video out yesterday. I'm very happy to be able to put one out today at around my normal time. Things were a bit hectic there, but we're getting it under control and getting back on schedule. If you're new to the channel, you should know that we don't sell anything here. There's no placemats or beer koozies, but we do donate to charity for each new subscriber to the channel. We send some XRP to @GoodXRP. And what you're seeing on the screen before you is our latest donation made to @GoodXRP. Sorry about the coughing. Trust me, it's nothing. I'm good. But we donate to @GoodXRP. They break it off and send it off to those 9 different charities you see on the screen in front of you. And yeah, so it helps them get their mission accomplished, and it helps us get subscribers, so it's a win-win. I should also say that I am not a registered investment advisor, certified financial planner, tax accountant, stockbroker, limo driver, none of these things. I'm just a guy on the internet who's been working in the fintech space for, I don't know, 17 years seems like the number. I think I started in 2003 or 2004. I don't know. I was a temp for a while, and then I was hired on full time, and I've been working in it ever since. In this crazy with Fortune 500 banks, namely in their retail banking space. I try to keep their platforms up and running and their vendor connections up and running. So it's a good job, and I work with a lot of Ripple partners, so sometimes I know how they're thinking or what at least what their direction is as a company. And I'm not seeing right now, I have not heard, with this recent downturn, I have not heard about a lot of banking projects being canceled yet. I think everybody's kind of in a wait-and-see approach, but I know that a lot of folks are not working or not working as much, and those who can work remotely are doing it, but I'm not seeing the same level of intensity in my email box that I normally do. So it looks like people are taking a little bit of a breather, and that's probably a good thing. Let's get right into prices here. We are at livecoinwatch.com, which is usually where we start. It's not always where we end up. Market cap's at 150 billion, so still quite a considerable loss from where we were on March 12th before it dove. We're down about $60 billion. So that's quite a bit of the oomph taken out of the crypto market there. That's a big chunk. Bitcoin dominant sitting at 65%. But the markets are mostly green over the last hour and for the day. XRP up 1.92% on the hour, up 2.92% on the day, sitting at 0.149 cents. Bitcoin making some gains. We see Bitcoin Cash making some gains there. Everything looks to be 4 to 7% seems to be the normal. I'm not seeing any real big standouts. I'm sure there's a few. H-bar barely up 0.81% from yesterday, 3.79% in the last hour, sitting at 0.036. We're going to see this a lot. And what I mean by this is we're going to see this volatility still affecting the marketplace while this virus continues to put pressure on people and different economies. People have less disposable cash to speculate on crypto with. I mean, not a lot of people as I said in my last video, not a lot of people are buying cryptocurrencies for their intended use cases. Nobody's buying Bitcoin so they can go buy coffee or whatever Satoshi had in his white paper. If they bought it as a store of value, that crapped the bed because it hasn't stored value really well. In fact, the XRP pair has advanced on Bitcoin pretty significantly. So as people have less free income to spare, and they're more worried about keeping up with necessities if they're laid off and things like that, they stop going to movies, they stop buying cryptocurrency, they stop the karate lessons, the piano lessons, all that stuff. They put off little projects and things. As that happens and the economies contract, I expect we'll see more days of downturn, and we'll see some nice gains in certain cryptocurrencies as well. I think once the whole coronavirus scare or panic is over, and once people understand it and they know that they're probably not going to die from it, and it's just going to be a thing like people say, oh, I had the flu, I couldn't come to work, I had pneumonia, I was out of work for 2 weeks. You're going to hear people saying, I had corona, I was out of work for a week. There have been people that didn't even know they had it, or they did not have any of the symptoms, or they had one of the symptoms, like a fever for a few hours, and then they were fine, and that was it. So it's hitting people differently. And I think once we ingest it into our psyche and it becomes part of the new reality, its effects on the economy are going to wear off. These bans and shelter-in-place orders and closing down restaurants, all that's going to wear off. When it does, I'd like to be in a position where I can take advantage of some of the gains that probably will be there in both the traditional market and the cryptocurrency market. If we look at Coinalyze, what's it saying? In the last hour, we got some overbought, some buying pressure coming in. In other words, sitting at 0.14762 for XRP. We're not going to go into all of our cryptos. Usually, we just look at the XRP price unless something special is happening with one of our other positions, and then we'll look at that. Still not good on the 30-day, down 52%. Ripple or XRP has not lost as much as some of the others, I believe, in the top 10. And I know that if the only news you have about an investment is, well, it doesn't lose as much as that one, it doesn't sound good, but we are in an exceptional circumstance right now, and I think the volatility is evidence of that. We're up one day, we're down the next. And that's, like I said, probably going to continue until the big corona scare is over with. Here's a story about Bitcoin. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you. It's from CoinDesk.com, written by Lei Quinn. Retail investors are buying the Bitcoin, institutions are selling, traders say. So this story is basically saying, as institutions unload Bitcoin along with stocks as part of the coronavirus-driven global sell-off, cryptocurrency's traditional base, the retail investors, that's, people buying, holding, and speculating, is doing most of the buying, market participants said, and traders, people that are short-term trading as well. And while price screens may still be flashing red, business is brisk at many trading platforms because people are buying a lot. There's so much news in the crypto space. If you're at all involved in crypto, you know that in a month or two, the halving's coming up. This coronavirus pressure starts to give up by then, and you were able to buy at a very depressed price Bitcoin, you could theoretically be sitting in a very good place. And then it just talks about the different firms and exchanges. Like I said, I don't want to get too much into it, but they're seeing people who've been sitting on the sidelines re-engaging to enter the market, and they're having a lot of buy orders, so they need to make sure the prices we are promising users don't lose us money but are fair. So, because you can't choose when volatility hits and the orders start coming in, is what this talking head said from one of these firms. Um, I guess he's talking about, if they have to buy at a higher or at a higher price to sell something when the order comes in, but all that stuff should be pretty instantaneous. I don't know that that's much more of an issue. What's going to be interesting, in my opinion, when this halving hits, especially if some of these Chinese mining farms are down, is the supply could end up being further depressed than it was intended to be by just mining alone. If some of the miners are squeezed out due to both the coronavirus and the halving, and not being able to get new chips for their mining rigs, the price could be, or the supply could be even further depressed, way more than it's supposed to be. And I'm interested to see how that would affect the Bitcoin price. Theoretically, it should go up, unless it actually becomes a point of fear. People saying that this crypto is not working as designed. I mean, it's never really been working as designed, but I think it'll become more evident if that happens, that the Bitcoin does not work as designed, and it could have the adverse effect of scaring a few people, saying we can't get the supply as we planned it. I mean, they'll get that worked out eventually if it does happen, but it's just going to be interesting to see the way Bitcoin pricing goes, with all these different pressures. From newsbtc.com, these factors show XRP is poised for massive upside as accumulation pattern emerges, by Cole Peterson. XRP, like Bitcoin and many other major altcoins, has cratered over the past several days and weeks, plummeting from 2020 highs of 35 cents to recent lows of sub 10 cents. Although the crypto has since climbed from these lows, the instability of the aggregated market has made it prone to seeing further near-term downside. In spite of its overt bearishness, one trader is noting that he believes it could be time to start accumulating the cryptocurrency, with a few simple factors potentially allowing it to climb higher in the days ahead. As to how this momentum could lead XRP, one prominent cryptocurrency trader is explaining that he believes it could soon tap highs of 27 cents. At the time of writing, XRP is trading down just over 7% at its current price of 0.142. Well, we know it's actually at 0.147, which marks a notable decline from the daily highs of over 16 cents that were set yesterday. This fleeting rally came about in tandem with Bitcoin's rally up to highs of nearly $6,000, which is where it lost its momentum and plummeted lower, taking the aggregated market with it. Calmly, a prominent crypto trader on Twitter told his followers in a recent tweet that he believes the cryptocurrency is well positioned to see some upwards momentum in the days and weeks ahead, as it flashes signs that investors are accumulating it at its monthly support level. And then it has the tweet. Begrudgingly, I think it's time to start accumulating Ripple. XRP, you can't accumulate Ripple yet. There's been no IPO. The XRP Bitcoin chart looks like accumulation at monthly support. The Bitcoin pair held up during the crash. The USD pair is at my long-term support zone. Even during the crash, this level held, he explained. And then he posted some charts to back it up. I didn't really go into his particular tweets. We'll like it because we covered it. Okay, so these are different retracements, it looks like, or different Fibonacci levels. I don't know exactly what he's saying here, but he's thinking it could get to here, apparently. Which I'm guessing this is the Bitcoin pair, and he's looking at it getting to a possible high of 27 cents from where it is. I know it doesn't say 27 cents here, but that's what the article is stating. So Just how high could the crypto rally in the near term? As for how high these bullish factors could lead the crypto in the near term, calmly notes that this current upside target sits at roughly 0.274, which could be tapped in the coming couple of weeks. So let's hope so. Calmly, I mean, I'm ready for 27 cents to at least regain some of the losses that presented over this coronavirus thing. I'd like to get back into a normal position. So there's that. There are some technical analysis pointing to possibly good news. This is an interesting story here. This former crypto survivor is now the biggest top 20 loser, and I'm covering this because this is one of our positions. It's our smallest position, but it's definitely one of them. This article was originally posted on the Bitcoin News, a trusted site covering numerous topics related to Bitcoin since 2012. With market values collapsing, Link has now experienced the greatest loss of any top platform. Its ability to defy the crypto winter baffled analysts and demonstrated the staying power of blockchain technology. Its decline reflects the significant volatility of the crypto space, yet its future may still be bright. And it doesn't say anything we really don't know. A subheading here says Chainlink success tied to overall crypto market. For over 2 years, this unique Ethereum token defied the crypto winter, growing exponentially as others fell. Although extremely volatile, it went from 18 cents in mid-2018 to an all-time high of 4.68 earlier this month. Its enthusiastic supporters credited this increase to the specific utility of the platform, as well as the deals the development team has made with major corporations. That's true. There was a lot of good news around Chainlink, and it did perform very well, while the other cryptos did not over the past year. But people tend to think, and if Chainlink's your favorite crypto, people tend to start thinking, this price increase is due to utility. And a lot of it is, and some of it is, but the entire cryptocurrency market is speculative. It's people buying low, wanting to sell high. Chances are you're not buying Chainlink because you want to run some application with it, or you want to connect a few different applications using Chainlink. Only institutions do that. If you're buying it, chances are you want to hold it until it increases in price. You want to sell your holdings and pocket the gains. And so does everyone else. And that's the most of any cryptos market. So, I mean, utility is nice. It's nice in XRP. I mean, if utility was the only thing affecting price, XRP would be where Bitcoin is, and Bitcoin would probably be where XRP is price-wise. So, keep that in mind as you look at different cryptos and want to invest based off of news and the institutions that are lining up behind them. And one of the good ones one of the ones we think is a good one here is Hedera Hashgraph, HBAR, and we have a position in it. However, I'm under no illusions that just because there are some major corporations on its governing council, that in itself is enough to make it a very high-priced winning crypto. It's not. It's still in a speculative market, subject to the same pressures as every other crypto, until such time as an alt season happens, or there's a change in the market, and that. There's a very good chance that could happen. So we will keep our eye on these cryptos. Chainlink, we're not going to sell our position anyways. We're hodlers here at the Cryptocurrency Channel. There's my music. Please like and subscribe. We will donate to charity on your behalf if you do subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow.